Happy birthday to you. Hip hip.
Oh.
Hip hip.
Hurrah.
Hip hip.
Right, I better blur it out before we set light to boat.
Yeah. You know what? It doesn't matter how many times you lay out here in the cockpit at night and watch the sky, it just does not get old.
This is what it looks like after a 3-day passage.
So I canned this 18 months ago and we'll see what it tastes like. The lid's stuck on. Smells like bacon and sausages. Now, I read somewhere that you should wrap them in paper. Oh, look at that! 1.5-year-old bacon with a couple of sausages. Breakfast 1.5 years later, and that's been sitting out, not in the sun, but not refrigerated or anything. It's good. I'll cook it up. So here it is. I've just put it in the fry pan to warm it up. Looks pretty good already. It has been cooked. I fried it, and then when I canned it, it gets cooked for another 90 minutes while you're canning. So it's well and truly cooked.
Over possible shower at 18 degrees.
Looks amazing. This is our 1.5-year-old sausage and bacon breakfast. What are you up to now, babe?
We've got some unused storage space here that when I store all our parts, there's all this space in front. So I figured put a wall up behind these trays and then we can store stuff that doesn't get used very often in the back. So that's the plan. Just gonna cut that corner off. Sweet as. What I might do is make it run flush up this and give us more storage for all the incidentals.
Good idea.
Over here.
Yeah.
It needs to be tightened a bit, as is that one. But anyway, we're in.
I'm making the last 2 water container covers, and this is the final design after loads of mods. But actually, this is not a dart, this is going to be just a pleat instead. So no more darts. There we go. So it's going to be a box plate. That's it. And they're the last 2 cut out. I've cut out the big rectangles, which are the walls. Just got to sew them together. And while I've got the sewing machine out, Magnus has asked me to make a sort of little loose cover for the instrument panel. So when we're sailing at night, we don't get glare from the screens. That's literally just a rectangle that's going to go over the top. So Magnus is just working out where he wants the holes. And then those 2 are done.
It's like being back in Panama being here. These are the bauxite ships, or this is one of the ships leaving from the loading facility just in front of us. Now these aren't big, they're Panamax size, so they're not like the big iron ore carriers that we get in Western Australia. But they're still pretty big. And as this one's leaving, another one's coming in, because they can only leave at the high tide here through the channel. When There he is. Just sneaking past quietly. There's always one tug on the back of him. You know, just in case tug. Here he comes. And the ship coming in has got 2 tugs on him. Because he's got a lot more windage, being sideways to the wind as well. So they put an extra tug on him. There we go. It's the excitement for this evening. This place here, they produce the highest quality bauxite in the world. It's the second largest bauxite mine in the world, but the highest quality bauxite.
Just left Weipa. It's a bit hectic, but we're here now. We're on our way. Day 1 of our crossing across the Gulf of Carpentaria. It could take anything from 3 days to a week. We've had 30 knots of wind for the last 10 days here in Weipa, and today we have 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Wendy. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip.
Oh.
Hip hip.
Hurrah.
Hip hip.
Right, I better blur it out before we set light to the boat.
Yeah.
That's so pretty.
Happy birthday, darling.
It's heavy. It means it's going to taste good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
How's your birthday cake, darling?
Delicious.
And how many birthdays have you had at sea?
Apparently I've had 2 now.
Pardon?
Apparently I've had 2.
Yeah. The birthday before last was just before we got to Australia. This birthday's at sea, and last birthday we had on the beach with down Shingley Beach with Brett and Anita.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. And it's good cake.
It's beautiful.
Took me hours.
Yeah, it's lovely cake.
Good, good. Coffee's coming.
Cool.
It's now the morning of day 2, Thursday the 26th of August 2021. It's finally calmed down. We've had a really wild night of 30 plus knots, and the wind was on the nose for most of the night until just before sunrise, when it came into our favour, and now it's swung around to just about behind us, and fairly confused sea. So it was a really wild night. We've done 104 miles since we left Weipa, and that was yesterday morning about this time. So not the best miles per day, but we're always happy with 100 plus. And we have 210 miles to go to Groote Eylandt. I don't know where we're going to camp the first day, all depends what time we get there, of course. I'd like to get up to Rats Cove, which is up on the north. So if we end up getting in there early to the island, then we'll do the 30 nautical miles around to Rats Cove at the top, which is supposed to be a very well protected and beautiful little spot. Somehow during the day I've got to get on to Peanut to bail the water, because it's sitting pretty low, and she must have copped a fair bit of water last night in that horrible weather. So I'm hoping for a bit of a glass off this afternoon to get Peanut up alongside and bail her out. And if I can't, I can't. She won't sink. It just gets a bit heavier and heavier. We had good watches during the night. Wendy and I shared them like we always do, 3-hour watches. Yeah, uneventful, a couple of ships, but I had the AIS switched on so that they could see us, and one ship kindly even detoured around us, which is not bad for a bulk cargo ship to actually change his course to go around a little sailboat. And he did it with about an hour and 20 minutes before closest point of approach. So yeah, pretty neat. Because then I kept an eye on him, and after he had passed us, he put it back on the original course again. So yeah, I thought that was really neat. Otherwise, not much to report. We had the mainsail up all night because it was on the nose, the wind was on the nose. But I've dropped that now, and we're just going under mizzen and a furled headsail. And the staysail's just out a tiny bit because I couldn't furl it up all the way because I was lazy. And that's about it. That's the report for day 2. According to this, we've got 2 days and 6 hours to go. But as you know, anything can happen. Wind forecast, I just had it on the HF radio, and it's for 15 to 20 knots from the southeast, with 1 to 2 metre seas, which is pretty well what we've had most of the time, except we did actually have some northwest yesterday for a little while, for about an hour, and surprisingly enough, it doesn't get very deep out here. We're in 60 metres of water now, and that's about as deep as it gets from one coast to the other across this gulf. So it's a really, really shallow gulf, and I think that's why you get all this confused sea. It's like a washing machine out here. It's just all over the place. But anyway, it's enough of my ramblings. I'll give you another report a little later on. See ya.
He's a bit excited. He's yahooing and yelling out there, and he said, "Come on, man, come and have a look, come and have a look." So I went up the companionway, and there are flying fish up there, and they're flying about 3 or 4, I don't know, meters into the air. So I'll see if I can catch them on camera. Well, it looks like they've gone, as usual. When you get the camera out, things disappear. Sorry.
Bit of a quick update. It's day 2, the afternoon of day 2, the 26th, I think, of August. We've done 250 something miles, and we have 78 to go. So we haven't timed it very well. We're going to arrive at night, so I've dropped the main down just to slow down a bit. It's pretty unusual that we have to slow down, but I've dropped the main, reefed the headsail, and we're still doing 6 knots. So we might just have to heave to for a few hours until daylight to negotiate through the reef and into a little bay. Otherwise, all going well. We've still got a freezer full of fish, so we haven't done any fishing. But I went and bailed out peanut yesterday. That was a bit of excitement. Had to sort of jump from one boat to the other in the middle of the ocean, and bailed that out, and all good. Otherwise, it's been pretty uneventful. Just doing our 3-hour watches. I'm on watch at the moment, and Wendy's just down below. I've got peanuts in my teeth. I just had some peanuts with my celebratory beer, because we have just crossed into the Northern Territory. So this is our first state border crossing since we got to Australia. So we're now in the Northern Territory. The border there is 138 degrees longitude. We crossed that just back there where the line is. Lots of birds around. Must be heaps of fish around because there's so many birds, and lots of flying fish. I've never seen so many flying fish, and flying fish that fly so high and so far. Absolutely incredible. Hopefully Wendy caught some on the camera earlier, but I don't know if she did. Yeah, that's about it. Quick update. All well. Looking forward to getting back into phone range so we can say good day to the kids. And yeah, that's about it. Catch you later. Adios. You know what? It doesn't matter how many times you lay out here in the cockpit at night and watch the sky, it just does not get old. It's amazing, and the moon hasn't come up yet. The moon's up in about an hour. So I'm just making the most of laying out here and watching the stars. Seen 2 or 3 shooting stars already tonight. We've got Jupiter just up there. Venus is in front of us. That's just about to set. Mars is already set. That was just behind the sun. And the sky is just full. It just I think it's one of the best things about being out in the middle of the ocean on a boat, on a passage, is the nights. Just looking up and seeing all those stars is just incredible. So a quick update. This is our last night. We should make landfall by about 6 in the morning, 6 or 7 in the morning. Sun up is about 6:30, 7:15. So it's pretty well perfect timing. I've plotted the route. It takes us fairly wide around the north of the island and all the little islands off it. Just a bit of a margin of safety, and we're not in a hurry. So we're going to scoot around the northern side of the islands to the north of Groote Eylandt, and then once the sun's sort of starting to show some light around, we can easily see and distinguish any rocks and stuff that is going to be in the way. That's all going well, but who knows, wind might drop off tonight. It's already starting to drop off a bit. It's down to about 16, 17 knots now, from 20 to 22 that it has been all day. But that also means that the sea calms down, and which is nice, because it is like a washing machine out here. It's every which way. At any rate, I won't bore you with all the details, but we should make landfall in the morning. So I'll show you what it looks like once we get there. See ya.
oven a second ago. After a 3-day passage with big winds and downwind and rocking and rolling. Yucky. Peanut's taken on quite a lot of water. So we've got a bigger baler now. It means to take the tank out because it flipped upside down.